Ifaremi Olosun. Agogo ń dún kango. Ìyá ìlú ń wí tirẹ̀ ó rọ̀ sọ̀mù. Ifaremi Olosun. Àti wá ọ̀dẹ́lé ilé eré ló ti wá o, gbogbo èèyàn ló ti mọ̀. Ifaremi Olosun. Ọlọ́run ló yàn ọ́ kí ṣe mímọ̀ yẹn nìkan. Kò ní ń wọ́, àwọn kì í ń kú, iṣu kì í wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ifaremi Olosun. Kò sóríire. Wá dàgbà wá dògbó wá tún lálàáfíà. Ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ Ifaremi Olosun. Gbogbo yín la kí adúpẹ́dúpẹ́ o, lájọ ṣàṣeyẹ o. Ifaremi Olosun. Ifaremi Olosun ó kú iṣẹ́.
Today is at the end of the day for me. I've seen my clients, I've done my work, and guess what? I'm still doing it. I have to. And today I want to discuss the main reason that most people come to me. The main reason that most people begin to question their current circumstances is their purpose. Why am I here? Some people will find themselves living mundane lives. They will begin to feel like robots, clocking in, clock out, go home, go to work, go home, cook and clean. It's a holiday according to what they say. Let's do this holiday. Let's practice this holiday. Let's go out on the grill. It's the same routine, day in and day out, month in and month out, year in and year out, until people begin to wonder, what happened to me? Is this my life? Is my life consumed by this? Does my life supposed to consist of just working for someone else? Serving someone else's dream, goal, business, company? You know, the same just repetition, day in and day out. Some people will begin to feel like lost, complacent, even until they go into a state of depression. Why am I here? Or when you've experienced so many things in life, so many hardships, trials, tribulations, why does this keep happening to me? What am I doing wrong? I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of the letdowns. I'm tired of being knocked down. I'm tired of the disappointments. It got to be something more. So most people want to know, what is my purpose? That's one of the core reasons that most come to indigenous spiritual systems, such as Yoruba traditional spirituality. They want to, I don't want to say find themselves, because the consciousness already knows who we are and who we were born to be and what we're supposed to be doing. We just get off track. We get lost sometimes along the way, but the higher self in the consciousness knows. So we just have to find a way to get back on the path, to reconnect with that part of us that is all-knowing, our higher self, our Ori, the part of us that is connected to Orimila, the all-knowing, the oracle. And so how do you connect to that part? How do you rediscover your purpose for being here? Through my guidance sessions, everyone knows I'm really big on inner child work. And that's because a lot of our traumas, a lot of the ways that we were derailed from our path, from our purpose, and a lot of the ways that we became disconnected from our purpose and natural way of being began in our early childhood years. So let me rewind. In Yoruba traditional spirituality, the way that one typically knows their purpose in life, I said this in one of my other videos, is through what is called Esentaye. Is from the moment a child is born, even in fact, even before the child is born, while they're in the, they even do rituals and divinations while the child is in the mother's womb. So they know, okay, how will this child come? Will there be problems with delivery? What energy is this child walking with? What is this child coming for? Is this child a returned ancestor? So even from the womb, leading up to delivery, rituals, divination, Edafa is done to determine this life form, this human being that is coming to the earth. Why? Who is she? Who is he? And then when the child is born, they will do the Asentaye to take a greater look into the child's life. And then the parents will commit all of these things to memory and record them so that that child never has to wonder, what type of work should I be doing? What are my taboos? What are my orisha? What energy am I walking with? What things should I avoid? That child, from the moment the child is born, before the child is born, the destiny is already beginning to unfold, and the child consciousness is preparing itself to be aware of that before delivery and right after. And so I had to rewind because it's a little different for us here in the diaspora. Many of us, of course, don't have the, we haven't, because we have come across the waters and we've been pulled from many of our indigenous traditions and customs and cultures. Asentaye is one of those things that many of us don't have access to, or many of us didn't have access to at the time that our mothers gave birth to us. So that's one way in Yoruba tradition. Also, another way that we know, so for those of us who didn't have access to having an Asentaye performed after birth, or the rituals and the divinations before birth, the next way that we can know our purpose in life is through initiation into Ifa. When one initiates into Ifa, as I always say, they will receive a blueprint, almost, what I like to call a blueprint of their life, the same information. So you have a second opportunity now for your consciousness, for your higher self to speak through the oracle about who you are, why you are, what your taboos are, even your health, what things works for your health, what things you should not eat, what things you should eat. The type of work you should be doing. Even sometimes Ifa will speak about the religion that you should follow. Are you meant to be a traditionalist? Are you meant to be a Christian? Are you, in this life, we come to have different experiences in different lives. In this life, are we supposed to, practice this, do that? The Ifa initiation and the blueprint that comes through the Odu that comes on through the initiation process. I don't even want to just say on the third day. All the Odus that come through the Ifa initiation process speak to that individual's purpose, life, energy, do's and don'ts, who they should and should not be, and so on and so on. Through Ifa initiation is another way that we know our purpose in life. Now, if you can't afford, you're not ready to do a full Ifa initiation, through initiation into other orishas as well, let me add, you can also find out information about your energy, who you are, why you are, what you should and should not do. But even through Ifa readings, if you come with that purpose for the reading, the diviner, the Babalawo, who is qualified and knowledgeable enough to perform a proper, I'm going to say the opposite. I'm thinking tarot card readings, because people are apparently doing Ifa readings with tarot cards. Lie, never, in my Nigerian voice. One can never do an Ifa reading or ask anything, I said any purposely, anything about the Orisha in a traditional the Yoruba traditional, indigenous, spiritual systems, anything relating to Ifa and the Orisha. It cannot be accessed through tarot cards. But if you come to a Babalawo, Ianifa, and say, this is my reason for this reading, is to know more about my destiny, more about my purpose, more about who I am. This is the question that I want to present to Ifa. Let the Babalawo Ianifa know that this is the purpose for the reading. They will then do the incantation, such and such. I'll just give a name. I don't know, Lower Fields, Omo Sandra Wilson comes to consult and to find out more about her purpose. Why is she here? Her destiny, her life. What she should be doing, what she should not be doing. So the Babalawo will direct that question to Ifa and divine on it. And an Odu will come that can help speak to the reason that you are here, why you're here, what you should and should not be doing. That's the traditional way. Now, through my guidance sessions, again, now going back to the inner child work, I always tell people when we come to this earth, in our natural baby Google Gaga form, we are perfectly who we are. We are pure. We are open. We're like sponges. We are untainted. We are unchanged. We are truly, I will say, and that Obatella energy, just pure, light, body, innocent. So it's when, and then as children, we still maintain that connection to our higher self. We still are pure, raw. We are still who we are born to be. So if we can connect back to the inner child, what things did I love to do? What was my interest? What things came to me naturally? What things did I do that just brought me so much joy? Within myself, I needed no validation. I needed no support in that. I just took to doing this particular thing easily. Some children may have found it more challenging, but as for me, I just did it and it just came naturally to me. What things made me stand out as a child? What made me different from the other children around me? What things did I used to do as a child before someone told me, don't do that, sit down, be quiet. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. That's weird. That's awkward. That's strange. That's not what we do. Or before someone made you feel nervous about doing it, unsure about doing it, pushed you or distracted you from doing it. The inner child is truly how we can connect. What you also know is Oshun energy. I'll be doing another video about that soon. The inner child, children are freedom, liberation, openness, vulnerability. So if we can connect to our inner child, we can therefore be liberated through our inner child self. As liberated as we were as children. You know, children don't have filters. Until an adult says, girl, don't say that. They just say what comes to their mind based on their current understanding. And so this freedom, they want to twirl around, play in the grass, la, 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 la. They don't care. They're going to roll in the dirt, climb up steps, or I don't know. Children do what they feel. They have a certain level of freedom. And that's really what life is. Free to be you, to be who you were born to be, without worrying about the scrutiny and judging eyes and opinions of others. That's Oshun. Oshun is the peacock. You know, which is why Oshun is connected to children, Ibeji, the freedom of it all. So we can connect and find out why we hear our purpose through the inner child. Also look at your parents. You know, we choose our parents before coming to heaven, from heaven before coming to earth. we particularly choose, I'm going to come through this vessel, through this person, through this individual for a reason. Sometimes we choose certain parents that will challenge us. We choose parents that will nurture us. We choose parents that are strong enough. We choose parents with certain characteristics based on our reason for coming here that will propel us into being who we are supposed to be. Analyze your parents. What qualities do they possess? In what ways did their qualities assist you, push you in a certain direction, pull you out of a certain direction? In what ways do their qualities work for you, help you in your current life? And what ways, like if I wasn't born to this mother, to this father, I know I wouldn't have this capability. It's for a reason. It's a nod to your purpose. It will give you some insight as to why you are here. Another way we can see into our purpose and why we are here, pay attention to why people are naturally drawn to you. If you find that people come to you for, let me just think. People come to you all the time for advice as it relates to creativity. They may say, I don't know, I have a daughter. My daughter is so good with creativity, naturally. So if you find people coming to you, what color should I use? Should I use this color? Can you help me design this? Can you help me plan that? Well, maybe that might suggest that you come to be a creative spirit and to inspire others and to elevate yourself through your creative abilities. If people are like, this is what happened to me. If people always come to you for advice, I remember I would be in the most random places and people will just come to me just spilling out their whole life story. My mama, father, baby, daddy did this to me. And I was like, what? And she was like, what? And I was like, huh? And I'm like, huh? I'm just sitting here, waiting for my food to come. And I'm in the restaurant and you just kind of walked over to me and I don't know why, but it's all good. If you find that happening to you quite often, maybe you are meant to be a healer. Listen to people and help them through exercising your wisdom. You're into using your ability to tap in the way that they can't, through your intuition. In any way, as far as guiding other people, a therapist, a spiritual guide like myself, spiritual therapist like myself, a coach, a counselor, a speaker, all of those, that can be a sign of either one of those things as it relates to your purpose. So that's another way that you can begin to slowly peel back the layers of why am I here? Pay attention to your energy. When you're not doing a certain thing, do you feel bad? Do you find yourself drifting into a dark place when you're not reading, when you're not writing, when you're not using your artistry, when you're not creating something, when you're not talking to people, when you are, anything that makes you feel off? If you stop doing a thing, you start feeling off. That lets you know, okay, the thing that you were doing is in alignment, is in alignment and a part of who you naturally are. So paying attention to your energy. Another thing, let me just check my notes here. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Your challenges in life, the things that you face in life, oftentimes is preparing you or pushing you into your purpose or preparing you for your purpose. I know sometimes it's not easy for people to accept all the trials, tribulations, and trauma that they experienced in their lifetime. Trust me, I know. But you reach a point when you look back in hindsight that you then realize all I went through, you know that phrase, all I went through was preparing me to be who I was called to be. If I didn't have that experience, how can I guide somebody else to it if I've never been through it? Your challenges will tell you a little bit about who you are, why you are. And a big thing for me and my story, most people know about meditation. But if you want to call it prayer, call it prayer. If you want to call it speaking, affirmations, whatever you want to call it, meditate, speak on that thing. High and with a sincere heart and open mind, universe, higher self, the part of me that is connected to the consciousness, connected to the all-knowing consciousness source of creation. The part of me that knows everything from the beginning of time, from the beginning of all life forms that is within us and now embedded in our consciousness somewhere. We know the secrets, the hidden secrets. We know the hidden messages. We know the chemistry. We know the biology. We know how the stars were formed and created. We know how the first human being was created. We know who the first human being was. All of that is embedded in our consciousness because the consciousness is connected to all, to source. And it has been recording and unfolding from the beginning of time. So we can tap into that. Tap into that through speakings, through our intentions, from our mind. We send electrical signals from our thoughts. And we send sound vibration from our mouth out to the universe, out energetically, putting that ping, 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 like notifications, ping, 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 out into the universe every time we think a thing, speak a thing. So speak on it, think on it, request it, higher self. Let, through signs, symbols, messages, people, place, things, dreams, visions, come to me. Let me know, why am I here? Help me to reconnect to why am I here? And that's what happened to me. As everyone knows my story, mine was more like, I just feel so lost. I feel so down and out. I know this ain't for me. I feel so strange. I don't fit anywhere. Mine was more like, it was more like that. Please, if there is a God, I don't know if you call it God or what you are, but if you really exist, may my prayer be heard. That's what I would say at the time. May my prayer be heard. Hear me. I'm so tired. I'm tired of this. I can't take it no more. So I was at my wit's end. And it was through my speaking, through my meditations, through my prayer, if you will, that the universe began, my higher self, the consciousness, all knowing, began to give me downloads, messages, through my dreams, through my visions. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, wait, what is this? I'm seeing this, that, and that. But I said, no, this is what I asked for. Spirit said, this is what you asked for. So I made the connections. And I said, eventually, after following all the messages, all the breadcrumbs, all the dreams and visions were like breadcrumbs leading me to one point, which was to Ifa, to the Orisha, to indigenous spiritual systems. And I love to say that now, indigenous spiritual systems, because it doesn't put it in a box. Yoruba indigenous spirituality has now crossed all over the waters, from Brazil to Cuba to here, there, to Trinidad, everywhere. So, but that's one system. There's so many parts of Africa. There's so many parts of the source land. There's so many parts of Earth where indigenous people basically employed, streamlined, and I don't like to use the word practice, but embraced as their way of life. And it's all really the same thing. It's really all the same thing, same spirit, same energy, same way of doing it. And like I put in my other video, the spirit energies have adapted and adjusted to different environments, different places, spaces, and things. But there's one source of creation, and there are the primordial energies. There's always those sets of primordial energies that have existed from the beginning of time that continue to evolve. So saying all of that to say, my story, my experience through prayer, through meditation, through believing, through knowing, through having that word that I kind of, faith, because I don't want to put anybody in a Christian mindset. But through having that inner knowing, not even belief, not seeing, believing without seeing, no, it was an inner knowing that there was more for me, more than just fitting into someone else's box, more than conforming to societal views, more than being a sheep, more than just doing what I'm told without understanding and feeling like it resonates with me. I know it was more. And so most people want to know, what is my purpose? I know it's more. It's more than doing what I'm told. It's more than being a robot. So that's how I came to know mine, through connecting with Yoruba indigenous spirituality, through meditation, through speakings, through knowing that there was more and believing and knowing in that knowing, and through following the breadcrumbs. And also, when I initiated into Ifa, when I did my other initiations into Obatala, Egbe, Oshun, and through my journey, through Ifa readings, different things, more and more will come out about, who you are along the way. And through investigation, my further investigations of self. Why did I choose these parents? Why do I like this? Why do I take so easily to this? Why am I so drawn to this? Why are people so drawn to me? All of the things that I've mentioned are ways that you have to begin to study yourself, to come to a better understanding of why you are. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I often get asked, I just want to know why I'm here. I just want to reconnect to my purpose. I just want to do what I came here to do. I know I didn't just drop on the face of the earth just to be here working for, I don't know. I don't even want to say another company's name, but working for someone else, fulfilling someone else's dream and vision. I know I must have my own. And so I hope this video assisted you in some way, shape, or form to help you to identify, reconnect with. And if it didn't, I am available along with my husband and I to do Ifa readings, Idafa, to determine why you are here, your purpose for being, the work you should be doing, the things you should and shouldn't be doing in life. I also facilitate Ifa initiations, Orisha initiations. If you want to look more into that, begin to study more about Ifa and the Orisha, because it's baby steps. You might not want to jump right into initiation, but if you want to start the process of that, I do facilitate Ifa initiations through readings, through Ebo, through my guidance sessions. We will peel back those layers, tongue twisted. We will peel back those layers and get to the reason as to, why am I here? Let's answer that question. That's a question most people, you think they will ask that from day one. But so many people don't even look into, what in the world am I here for? Why am I even here? Let's get to answer that. As always, I love you. My love to you. Infinite blessings, and may you continue to do what you need to do, be who you need to be. May you continue to be supported and heard by the divine source of creation, Olodumare, Gbogbo, Orisha, so that you can continue to rise, rise, rise into your power. My love to all. Mwah.